Hi, this is Roger. Thanks for dropping by on another dull, miserable, rainy UK morning. We get a lot of these. Let's turn this fan off. Whirring away in the hero. I haven't got much to do out in the grow room today, so I thought I'd do a little spotlight. I mean, things are still going on as they do. There's quite a few blooms about at the moment. Not doing too bad at all on the bloom front. That one's fading. Never mind. It'll come again. Yeah, so we're not doing bad on the blooms, but this one often gets forgotten because it lives up in the roof. Lovely, lovely spidery nonsense. That's actually a maxillaria, arachnitifolia. Anyway, I thought I'd do a little spotlight vid on my little Brassavola nodosa. And the main reason is because it's a young plant. You know, it's only got a few growths on it. And the two latest growths that started last year and pushed on slowly through the winter because of our stupid short day lengths. So things don't grow too well in the UK in the winter. They just don't get enough light. I haven't got any artificial light. So that's how it is. But what's a little bit special about this is the fact that on the latest two new growths, they both produced a spike. That's good. But there's actually 4 blooms on both of these spikes. Brassavolas often only produce 2 or 3 blooms. So to get 4 on both of the spikes on such a young plant, I'm well pleased. And I don't grow this for the look of the blooms. You know, some would say they're a bit boring and unattractive, although they do have a beautiful heart-shaped lip and purest of whites as well. It's grown for its fragrance, which is heavenly. So yeah, that's what it's there for, really. As far as looking after this is concerned, it's just in part of a regular program. It doesn't need any special care, really. I mean, in the winter months it's not growing much, so it gets watered about every 4th day, something like that, and then just gets left to dry, which doesn't take too long. And during the winter months it would get a low-level feed about every 3rd watering, maybe every 4th. It's just not going to use the fertiliser. If it's not growing like mad, then it's just not going to use the feed. You just as well pour it down the sink, quite honestly. But, you know, growing season starting now. We're back up above 12-hour day length, so some new growths will be pushing out soon. In fact, I can see the swelling of the next growth at the base of the 2 latest leads. So they'll be pushing out soon, followed by some roots. And that's what I call actively growing. And at that point, it will get watered every other day, and it will get fed every other watering. And then as those growths start to progress and the roots start to push out, and it's really growing well, then it will get fed twice and flushed once every other day. So that, you know, it'll get a much heavier watering and feeding program when it can use that feed in its active growing season. But yeah, it's a little beauty. Used in a lot of hybrids, this one. Brassavola nodosa is often the B in your Cattleya Alliance, you know, your BLCs and your BCs. It's often this that's the B, the Brassavola nodosa. It's others as well, but, you know, this is a good species to put into the Cattleya Alliance because it takes its fragrance with it. Yeah? Anyway, just a little spotlight. I am well pleased with this very young plant to have bloomed that well. Yeah? So I must be doing something right. Thanks for dropping by. See you next time.